me again. And Ariel said it too. Ariel was like, no, he gonna wait, but he gonna contact you again. He gonna try to get back in.
What up,
And I was like,
what up, Insane Rhetoric?
yeah, we already talking, y'all.
What's going on? How y'all
Yes,
feel out there? Listen, it's going down right now. We've been just
yes,
having random conversations of what's happening in our lives, and it's just crazy. What's up, sis?
yes, sure. You know how it is. Listen, y'all, we still on relationships. We've been talking about relationships since the last time we saw y'all. Cause
Yeah, since
okay,
the
y'all.
last time I blew up on Insane Rhetoric with the Red Dragon and talking that garbage.
How y'all like my church lady hair? Tip,
Wow. Yeah.
y'all, okay, y'all. If y'all hear some noise, just know that the Gladys Knight in the background right now. So y'all know how I like to be on location sometimes. Cause we subject to get somebody walk in here. I'm in Dunkin' Donuts, y'all.
Really, that's that old you talking about your church or talking about that's that one that you when you get in the church and you get to singing it. I
No,
am on the battlefield for my Lord, and then the wig fall off.
yeah, I can't make it fall off. Though. Y'all saw I was just trying. We was talking about relationships. We still talking about relationships stuff. Okay, y'all. This man that I broke up with. See, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. It wasn't even a breakup.
Nah,
Wait, it wasn't a breakup because he said, "Let me, y'all. We were somewhere
it's more like a
together."
dismissal, like you getting out from school, you're dismissed.
Yeah. So he said we were somewhere together, and he announced that we was working on being a couple. I didn't know we was working on being a couple, so I was like, "Oh, we are." Like I asked that whole day, "Really, for real?"
What does working on being a couple mean? Like
That's
either you gonna jump all in or you're not.
yeah. I don't know.
So what inside rhetoric? What is the definition
If y'all
of
know,
of, of
put it in
working?
the comments.
Yeah, put
Go
it
to
in the
our real
comments.
talk page.
Yeah,
Like,
and like,
subscribe,
subscribe, and
follow.
follow. Okay,
Listen, y'all.
we are all one mind today.
So he said we were working on it, and we weren't working on it. Like, okay, men, put it in the comments. How are you working on it if you never around each other, you never talk to each other, you never text each other, you never communicate with each other at all? How are you working on it?
Well, to me, that means you're not working on it.
Right. So that's why he got the Dear John letter.
Dear John.
But he got in his feelings, y'all. He got in his feelings because he got the Dear John letter. At least I think he read the Dear John letter. He still has not told me if he read it or not. But I'm guessing based on the next thing that happened, he read the Dear John letter and got in his feelings. So let me say to you, because this same place we were when he said we was working on it, he made it seem like he listens to Insane Rhetoric. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because me and you both was like, wait a minute, you listening? Oops. Because we be talking. Okay, listen. So if you're listening, you can't act like a bitch boy if you're not really working on something.
Nah, you can't.
And I'm gonna tell you this, just in case you listen. Auntie, close your ears, because I know you watching.
Auntie, you done heard this stuff before. Say what you gotta say, niece.
But my auntie taught me better than this. So and plus, I have a professional life. In case anybody watching, listen. In case
Hey,
anybody watching that know me in my
listen.
professional life,
Professional people get indignant sometimes when stuff is going awry. Nobody's perfect. So sometimes we all have a blow up moment. I try to
okay,
have them twice a week just so I can stay level.
okay. Let me just tell y'all. Let me tell you this. I told you that I am of a certain age where I feel like I no longer want to be the quote unquote married.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a seasoned person who know who they are. Yes, I'm doing the commentation.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I told you that I no longer wanted to be quote unquote married. I told you that I wanted to be in a committed relationship with my companion. But see, you probably didn't hear any of this because when I last tried to tell you, you sleep.
Okay.
Okay.
Here comes the commentary. That means I want a relationship, but I don't want no ring on my finger. But when we out and about, I want you to know that you belong to me. And when you're by yourself, that you still belong to me. Continue.
And I belong to you. Okay.
This is working.
Now,
I like this.
yeah, this is good. Okay. I told you this is what I wanted. I said I'm on some Oprah Stedman shit. That's what I
Mhm.
said.
That mean I'm about my money. You should be about your money. And when we come together, we got money.
I told you I wanted someone to travel with and enjoy my life because my kids older, they doing their own thing. They some righteous adults. Like I'm done
Right.
with
That means let's go have fun and live our life until we check out of here.
yeah, that what he said.
Is this working for you? Because it's working for me. I'm good with commentary. I'm good with commentary. I done read enough of them.
So so now I'm not telling y'all anything y'all don't know, Insane Rhetoric listeners, because y'all know that men and women, when it comes to sex, they flip flop. Men are at the height of their game early on. Not saying women can't be, but I'm just saying that women flip flop. And when they get a certain age, then they at the height of theirs. Okay, that might be TMI, but basically, you are an old man who had an old woman that could act like a young woman in the bedroom. Oops.
That means you couldn't hang out long enough, homeboy. You ain't got the skills to keep it pushing.
But I liked you anyway.
That's called sympathy. But continue. She liked you anyway, even though you couldn't hang. That's sympathetic. Now,
Okay.
now when she go get an old African boy, you gonna have problems.
Mabutu, I know you listen too. I know you listen too. Call me up. Okay. Anyway, they don't know who we talk about because Mabutu, his name is not Mabutu.
Right.
So he probably don't know who Mabutu is.
Right. Man, it's all good.
It's all good. But
Mabutu stay in the closet like Ohio man. Just keep
yeah.
it in the closet. We need you when we need you.
So I'm just trying to tell you, man, don't fuck up. Ooh, don't mess up. When a woman is willing to tell you straight out, no game, and is asking you for the same so that there can be communication and clarity.
See, the problem with that is though, sister, like most guys ain't willing to take that in from a chick that they dealing with because they be like, then they gonna be giving it to somebody else. But if that's the case, then that's the case. That's just what it is. Just respect the game. If that's what you don't, if that's what you gonna do, then that's what you gonna do. So you can't have it one sided. So
Well, I already told y'all I ain't no hoe and no fighting all of that. I can't sleep with but one man at a time. I always did. I couldn't never sleep with one man at a time because I like the man I usually like the man to sleep with until I don't like him no more. Okay.
and,
So
and then to get a Dear John letter, all of them get Dear John letters.
mm-mm. See, that's what I'm saying. Even I was nice enough to give you a Dear John letter where I dismissed you. I didn't say I wasn't gonna never see you again. I didn't say we couldn't be friends. I didn't say nothing. I even told you how wonderful you were in my life. But
So
that
so
just means that we're not working on it anymore.
right. So like in past relationships, you like the executioner with the big axe in old England and putting their head on the chopping block, and then it just chops off and rolls into the basket and keep it
Yeah,
moving.
because I pretty much just walk away.
Mm.
See, even this person knows they actually coined it for me. They was like, you always come up MIA. You don't somebody mess with you or do something to you and make you mad or whatever, you just come up MIA. Like I don't have to fight and argue with you and get my blood pressure
Nah.
all up. Like I just walk away because it ain't working. And I just really just gonna say goodbye and then you can't find me no more. I be
Yeah.
hiding in plain sight. It's not like I got, all these levels of security. I be right where I'm supposed to be. I just don't contact you anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I get that because sometimes you just don't want to be bothered, man. You just you wanna lay back and just be cool. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And you gotta know the dynamic of people. Gotta know the dynamic of people, and you just gotta know how they move. And once you
Yeah.
understand that, then you can probably get along with a person. When it's time for them to just let go, then just let go. Like most people have people in their life for a season, but they
Hmm.
keep them in there for a lifetime. And you need to know the difference between the two. Some people are in your life for a season. Some people are meant to be there for a lifetime. Don't get them crossed up.
I mean,
Cause
you can't make statements like we working on it. You can't say stuff like, "Hey, baby, we ought to buy one of these brownstones and live in it and have our business on one side and and live on the other side. And we ought to figure out how we ought to do this business and move to this state and work together, live together, love together." You can't say all of that, especially when you have witnesses.
right. Witnesses with photographic memories that don't forget nothing.
If you don't really mean that, like what you saying that
Like,
for when did nobody ask you that?
right. That was like your put on act, your representation, man. Like really, we don't care how you think or what your motivation is. If it don't come with application, then your motivation means nothing.
Me and Fire looked at each other. Fire looked at me. Fire was looking at me through the rear mirror. I was looking at Fire from the back seat. And then I clarified. I was like, huh? I said, oh, you gonna get you a brownstone? Oh, you gonna have your business? Didn't I, Fire?
Yeah, yeah, that was funny. And they
And
didn't
then
they didn't catch on.
they came back with, no, we.
Some
Yeah.
people some people just have delusions of grandeur. Some people have grandiose ideas, but they don't know how to execute them.
And when someone holds you to what you're doing, and then you get mad and in your feelings because you realize that they're holding you to your promises,
Yeah,
then you don't hit below the belt. You don't come and hit below the belt because you're upset.
yeah, that ain't cool. That ain't cool. It was your fault that you dropped the ball. It was your fault. You know what I'm saying? It was your fault that you dropped the ball, that you didn't fulfill the promises. It was your fault. Just accept responsibility and move on. Say,
And
yo, that's my fault. That was my issue. I apologize and talk to that person. Is it any way I can do what I can do to rectify the situation? But don't keep shooting that garbage. That's crazy.
and and if you're the common denominator in all your failed relationships, because at this point you are the common denominator as to why you got so many exes and so many baby mamas.
You're fired.
Okay,
The Trumpite. You're fired.
you're the common denominator. Okay, because
Can you order me a blueberry donut?
yeah,
Because the waiter's standing right there.
seriously, they got some sour cream donuts here at Dunkin' Donuts, y'all.
So who?
Sour cream. You can't taste the sour cream.
Bro, okay. I don't
It's kind
know.
of like sour cream instead of milk.
Okay. I was gonna say sour cream. I like sour cream, but I don't know how if I would
No,
like a
oh,
sour
it
cream.
tastes. Oh, they're very, very good. Very good.
I don't even think we got a Dunkin' Donuts here anymore. If it is, it's far out somewhere, and I don't want to go look for it to go taste it. But they probably wouldn't even have it here because there's probably like certain locations.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah. Okay, Don't be holding people's stuff hostage because you mad, throwing money at them that they paid you for a service because you want to try to make them feel bad. I'm just, I love you too. I still love you. You full of shit, but I still love you. How about that?
Yeah, well, can't get no plainer than that.
Okay. Right now, I'm putting you in the same category with Herschel Walker.
Oh my God.
Wait, y'all heard Herschel Walker? Wait, y'all listen to what Herschel Walker said. He said, "I don't know if you know, but vampires are some cool people. They are they not? But let me tell you something that I found out. A werewolf can kill a vampire." He was at a campaign rally out. He said this. He said, "Did you know that? I never knew that."
Mm.
He said, "So I don't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be a werewolf."
So you want to be a killer? That's what you're saying. You want to be a killer.
He said that this movie that he had watched had a title like Fright Night or Freak Night or some Fright Night, Freak
Yeah.
Night or
Fright Night.
some kind of night. Anyway, he
Yeah, Fright Night.
said the uh couldn't kill the vampire because the werewolf couldn't kill the vampire because it didn't have faith. Character didn't have faith. He said that's the way it is in our life. It doesn't work unless you have faith. That analogy don't work for me.
It don't work for me either.
But listen, y'all know. Okay, let me tell y'all something. I love my president. Y'all know who my president is. My president of Barack Obama. Not Barack Obama. He wasn't all that. He wasn't all that. I'm a Republican. It's a lot of stuff I didn't agree with. But he carried himself. He carried himself well as a president. Okay,
Well, he
through
was
the ins
definitely.
and outs. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying he was definitely the coolest since the United States began. Nobody else was that cool.
Well, I mean, through his wrong stuff and his bad stuff, he carried himself well.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. He was just, okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, he out on the campaign trail for Warnock.
Speaking
Raphael
of
Warnock.
speaking of Warnock, I just came across a little bit of insert. They say he was shot at in Georgia.
Probably because he crazy people probably like Herschel Walker.
Yeah, I was just like, oh wow, yeah, it's crazy.
So
On Thursday night, it's crazy.
listen, President Obama, he said, let me tell you what he said about Herschel Walker, y'all. About Herschel Walker's comments. Werewolf vampire comments. He said, since the last time I was here, Mr. Walker has been talking about issues that are of great importance to the people of Georgia, like whether it's better to be a vampire or a werewolf.
Shots fired.
He said, this is a debate that I must confess I once had myself when I was 7 years old.
Shots fired.
Said, then I grew up. But look, Obama said, as far as I'm concerned, he can be anything he wants to be except a United States senator. This would be funny if he weren't running for Senate.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny why he is running for Senate because the masses of people 9 times out of 10 will push you through for some foolishness like that.
He said, when you spend more time thinking about horror movie fantasies than you do thinking about the people you want to represent, that says something about your priorities. When again and again you serve a bald-faced lie, just make stuff up. Okay, let me stop right here. We learned how to do this in 2016 with Mr. Orange Hair. Lies over and over again, bald-faced lies, just make stuff up. Okay, let me go back to Mr. Obama's quote. Quote, that says something about the kind of person you are and the kind of leader you would be if you were in the United States Senate.
Non-leader, no direction, empty promises, vague, vague descriptions of what you're going to do, and you're talking about werewolves and vampires. You know, my first encounter with a vampire was on Sesame Street.
Well, in the polls, right now, it's Warner 52%, 40, and Walker 48%.
Yeah, they got to December the 6th, right?
Yeah,
That's next week.
yeah.
I mean, strange things have happened, especially when we're talking about Georgia. We already know. Georgia, Cobb County, we already know the difficulties that they have each election year for anything. So Georgia's like, you probably have another recount in January. Like, we don't know, because Georgia, yeah, they usually have voting problems. But hey,
Yeah.
so Mr. Listen, I need an office to run for. What can I run for? I see all these people running for stuff. What kind of office can I run for? What do I have to do to get in one of these offices? Because it looks like they handing them away now. They just giving offices away. Here, you take office, you take office, you take office, you get office. Here's your office. Like, what do I have to do to get in the running for an office? Because I know, and a lot of people who know me, I am a very bright guy. And I ain't the one to play them politicking games like that. Probably I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't even make it to the primary. I wouldn't make it. They were like, oh, he's just not agreeable. He's just not agreeable. He doesn't want change. No, I want change, but I want it the right way. I don't want you to get over on nobody to get change. Yeah, I'll probably be last in the polls. I'll probably be what is it called? The write-in? Write-in.
Well, okay, so according to the polls, Warnock is better qualified. The people think Warnock is better qualified 2-1 margin on that one.
Yeah.
And then his image rating, Warnock's image rating is at 50%. Okay, where what's his name is at 45%. Okay, right?
That don't mean nothing though.
Again, who has better judgment? Voters think Warnock does. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but that don't mean nothing though. You see they put orange hair in there. Yeah.
When asked who is more trustworthy, Warnock.
Yeah.
Things get interesting at different times. That's how I feel.
Well, when you running around putting your hands on women and marriages and different things and beating people up going off because your ADD is acting up or your mental health is acting up, I mean, like, that's an unstable person. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody has issues, but how you deal with them is a different type of thing now. So I mean,
so what they're forecasting is that if Herschel Walker wins, it will simply be because voters just are voting on a partisan ticket, meaning that they just want to see the Democrats not in office. And so they would vote for Herschel Walker.
Right. Yeah.
Which is what happened with Mr. Orange Hair.
Yep. Exactly.
I'm just gonna vote Republican. We just gotta get the Democrats out. We have to just vote Republican to get the Democrats out. We don't really like him.
Oh, some of them do.
Yeah. Well, again, it's the whole. Did you see? Dave Chappelle did a stand up about that on Saturday Night Live, where he basically got up and told the truth about himself and people of his, of his wealthy stature.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why he won, was because it's like when he got into the debate with Hillary Clinton, and the question came up about taxes and some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, I got friends that don't do this because of this, and the third. So yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. You
And
do what works for you.
this is really what people were liking about him, was this kind of fresh feel of just telling the truth, and then just going on and doing what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
This was a way to get rid of and erase old government, and just now we opened up the floodgates.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I agree.
when we talk about the Antichrist,
Oh Lord.
okay, I ain't gonna say this.
Oh
Okay,
Lord, what do you just? Oh Lord, it's like you see my eyebrows. They're just like, oh Lord, we're gonna turn right.
I'm talking about in the Bible Antichrist. I'm not
Oh,
calling anybody Antichrist.
I
No,
thought you was talking about Mr. Orange. I was like,
no, 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 no. I
I can
wouldn't do
see
that.
him being the forerunner of the Antichrist.
No, I wouldn't do that in public, because then somebody can say defamation. No,
Not really, because when you say Antichrist, that's just people who are against God. And that's a lot of people. A lot of people who don't believe in God, a lot of people who don't acknowledge who God is. That's just he being anti means against. That's like that ain't no defamation of character. If you against God and you don't recognize him as God, then that's you're antichrist. And that can be a whole lot of people. Especially, yeah. So but I mean, go ahead, finish tell me. So the antichrist in the Bible. I'm interested in hearing this
yeah, I'm trying to make this connection without
one.
saying certain stuff.
Make it, Reverend, make it. Make it.
I'm trying to.
Because you know I'm on edge now. You got my attention. Make it, Reverend.
Okay. I'm trying to make a connection without saying certain things.
Wait,
Okay.
sometimes you just gotta say it.
So, in short, I'm not gonna get into a whole, but in short, we have the Antichrist, and things went awry. How about that?
Okay, I'm following you. A lot went awry, but
Right? All types of things and entities and
calamity in the world. I got you. Here's the
was
commentary.
released.
Yeah.
Was released.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, some people might say demons. Like different stuff was released into the world, which created a lot of chaos.
I see this is a little difficult for you. But go ahead, I'm working with you. I'm working with you. Because I've been said it all. But go ahead, I'm working with you. I hear you, Reverend.
Things seem to be happening in a similar fashion in our world today. And things have seemed that way since 2015, 16.
Mm-hmm.
We've had an increase and an influx in, just mental illness being unleashed, and guns being fired more than usual, and racist slurs and rapes and just killings and just
There's no rape
random.
in America now. Texas abolished that.
Yeah, not yet. We've not even talked about that anymore. Listen.
Okay. So it's a lot of calamity in the world that, is happening because Revelations is unfolding, and the things that should be are
Well,
not
let's
as they
go ahead
were.
on and let's go on and say it that way. But
Revelation means the unveiling and the unfolding of times and tribulation. So I mean, we're definitely in a time and tribulation, trying times with people like Mr. Orange Hair, people like Mr. Ward,
I don't.
with these
Hey,
accusations of
I mean, if we're about to witness werewolves and vampires
hey,
in the Senate,
hey,
of course. Now, I kind of always thought they were always there.
I like to call them blood sucking leeches. I mean, a leech is just as good as a vampire, because they latch on to things and then suck the blood out of you. With the body, the body has life in the blood. So if you don't have no blood, then you are lifeless, which leads you to become a vampire. Whoosh, this is working for me.
Shabba dabba doo.
I like to call them blood sucking leeches.
Well, I think I want to go back to a time where we only kind of, talked about the fact that it was possible that someone was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Because I think we need to go back to the sheep's clothing part. Can we go back to the sheep's clothing part?
Whoa. That might take us too far back. That might take us too far back.
Well, we already can't get an abortion, so we already.
Yeah, but I mean, far as back than that, because that slave master doing that. Talking about they a wolf in sheep's clothing. You gotta kill them. Look at you. That might take us too far. You need a middle ground. Where's the middle ground? Please find us a middle ground. Please help us.
Speaking of clothing, speaking of slavery, that new Will Smith movie, Emancipation.
Nope, I ain't saying it. Haven't heard of it. I ain't even looking for it.
It hasn't come out yet. It comes out later this maybe next week.
Oh, okay.
Is
it gonna gross any money since after the slap of Chris Rock?
Yeah, I think it probably will, because Emancipation is the name of the movie, and I found out that it is kind of maybe a loose interpretation, but there was some research that went on. It's a very famous picture of a slave with his back to the camera, kind of sitting with his, with his back to the camera and his face kind of over his shoulder. And you see all these whips
on his back,
across his back. Very famous photo. Apparently it's kind of based on that character. They did a lot of research on that character. Like I always wanted to know who that guy was and who his story was, but I never actually went to try to find out.
Right.
And so apparently it's about that guy.
So
that's what I heard.
I'm at my slave quota of movies for the rest of my life, because I can't go to work and look at movies like that during the weekend and then show up to work, because my mind ain't gonna be right. So I'm at my slave quota for stuff like that. Like I just I think I'm on dictatorship right now. I'm on dictatorship. So I was looking at a documentary about Idi Amin yesterday. Yeah, and then that dude was. He was.
Tyrant is not a good word.
No.
There's got to be something worse. There's got to be a worse word than tyrant.
Yeah, he was something. He was something different. But then I was looking at I forgot the name of the guys, but it was basically a list of the cruelest dictators known to man, and they gave like the first 5. Adolf Hitler came in number 3. Idi Amin didn't even make the list. And then
I'm guessing because they probably can't really even know the number of people that Idi Amin killed.
That's the thing, though. Most of the people on the 5 list, sister, was basically, they gave a general number. Like the number 1 dude, I forgot his name, but the number 1 dude killed, they say that he killed anywhere from 63 to 75 million people. Hitler came in 3rd. I was like, they say known Jews 60 million, but a total of 17 million. He came in third. I mean, this list, man, I was just like, but Idi Amin never made that list.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
second,
he
the
killed a
one
lot of people. I was around during that time. He killed a
he
lot of
killed
people.
a whole lot of people. But the one
Machete. Oh no, I'm sorry.
the one that really got me, the guy that came in second was Mao, the Chinese. He came in second. I was
Yeah,
like,
Chairman Mao he wasn't nothing to play with.
he wasn't nothing to play with.
That's why they was all tiptoeing and trying to make sure they got to China and was talking to him because Chairman Mao wasn't nothing to play with.
No, he wouldn't. I was looking at this like I was like, man, you just imagine all these type cats, these
But have you
dictators.
seen the story of Chairman Mao though?
Nah, I ain't seen the story. I
Yeah,
just
he
been watching
came,
the documentaries.
but Chairman Mao came from some nigga beginnings too though.
Mm-hmm.
Like he
I
came
had
from
to.
some strange crap going on in his life too.
Is it what is it on? Is it on Netflix or something?
Oh, I don't know. I saw that years ago.
Oh, okay.
I
I
don't
have
know
to
if
look
it's
it
still
up.
anything out there.
I have to look
But
it.
maybe that's what's wrong with my date, dude. Maybe he can't do some stuff I don't know about. Okay.
Ain't that everybody in life? We all came from some
Yeah,
strange
but some of us,
places.
like we get afflicted in the mind because of the crap that happened to us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I can see that. I can see that. I don't know, man. I just think like some of the stuff that goes on, like it's just like
Okay, I'm sorry. That was the ADD moment. I'm sorry, y'all. You know what? We need to have a show about adult ADD.
oh Lord.
What? I love my brother because he keep over my ADD though. I'm going from place to place to place. That's one of the things my date man didn't like about me because I had ADD. I never been diagnosed with ADD. I just keep calling it that. So I
You,
can go from topic to topic to topic and then come back to the first topic
and
right
see,
where I
like,
left off.
but you know what? But the person that you're talking to that does that, you know what I'm saying? When you do that to me, I gotta have something wrong with me clearly because I can follow you through all that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like you can be over here, be over there, and I know where you're going, and then we wind up right back at the topic again. I like it. Sometimes I was like, "What's wrong with me?" Because I can actually follow this. Like, dude, you know what they say? Jing is borderlines on insanity.
I
So
got
I
a
mean,
beautiful mind. I'm just saying.
so do I. And then you're like, man, like, yeah, I think I'm a little crazy sometimes, in my way of thinking, but
Okay, so we was talking about Chairman Mao and all of that.
yeah. So I was just saying I looked at that, looked at those documentaries on Idi Amin, and then I started to look at the one about Omar Gaddafi, but then
Oh my God.
I said I was like I ain't finna watch this one. Yeah, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And then I come
Omar
back to Omar
Gaddafi was
Gaddafi. He was a genius,
y'all.
though. He was a genius. A lot of people don't know that the United States was trying to go get Omar Gaddafi because he was finna get ready to change the currency in Africa, and he was finna get ready to bring them to the place where they would be a superpower. That's one of
Omar
the reasons
Gaddafi
they
was
got rid of
y'all.
Omar Gaddafi.
Y'all. You know what? They don't even teach that in school no more. Like, and when we was in like 10th, 11th grade, our government teacher
Yep.
in 10th, 11th grade, our social studies teacher, like both of them, there was two different ones, but both of them were very clear, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, all of them were very clear that you had to know about who these people were in the world.
Yeah.
Like you had to know like you had to know who they were, what they,
What they did and what they stood for.
yeah.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
like, go
we
ahead.
learned how to do stuff. Like I forgot one year, it was the government teacher or the social studies teacher, whatever you want to call it. But I think it was 11th grade.
Mm-hmm.
That teacher actually taught us how to fill out our own taxes, like taught us how to fill out it was before they came up with the easy form.
Uh-huh.
And he taught us how to do our taxes.
Taxes. See? That's what's
Like
up.
I'm just like, these kids, they don't learn that kind of stuff.
No,
And
no. I'm willing to bet you how many people can fill out a check now.
yeah, that part right there.
You know what I'm saying? Because most of them don't even know what a check is.
I remember when my oldest daughter was in high school, and she just needed an elective, so she chose. Because she ran track and all of that, and dance and all of that, but she just, one year, she wanted to be in home ec. And, they used to push home ec on the girls back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I was like, do you really want to do that? You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to never know how to cook. She's like, no, Mama, I want. So she was in home ec. And there were boys in the class, too. But back then, I was selling insurance. I ain't going to tell y'all the name of the company, but I was selling insurance. And so the insurance agent, what I did was I got him signed up as a vendor for the school district.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went talk to her home ec teacher and asked if my boss could come in and teach financial literacy
Mm-hmm.
in her class. And she was like, oh my God, yes. I don't work there anymore. I don't know if he's still doing it, but I got him in with that particular school. It was a high school where he went in and taught like how to write a check, how to get a bank account,
Right.
like how to he taught financial literacy.
Yeah. Which a lot of
Like,
people don't know how to do right now. It's like make money,
yeah,
spend it, and never save anything. Yeah, like that's it sucks. But that's how you capture the mind of people. There's two types of slavery in the world, more than two, but the two that I readily look at is physical slavery and financial slavery.
yeah. Trump he know a lot about that, don't he?
Yeah, he do. Yeah.
But they finally got his tax returns though.
From Mar-a-Lago?
They finally got them. They say they probably gonna make them public.
Probably. That's the problem. Probably. That'd be the problem, man. Like you get to be so big and on the government world stage, and then the laws don't affect you. You know what I'm saying? To a certain degree, you got to really basically piss somebody off for them to come, see about you and shut you down.
But they got 6 years of his stuff, his tax return.
Well, we already know it's gonna be embezzlement on every level. So I mean, what's the point? Just go ahead and prosecute the dude, but you ain't gonna do that because you want him to run in the next election.
Yeah.
I told y'all I play chess, not checkers. It's all a strategy. The reason that you didn't impeach him is because you wanted him to run. Because you had every grounds to do so.
Well, he put them judges in there in office, and even they was like, "No, we can't stand in the way it is."
Yeah.
So, because they had it on hold, they were trying to fight it. So
yeah, but I mean, like, come on, man. I ain't for garbage, man. I'm not for garbage. I don't want to be bothered with wishy-washy people, two-faced people. I just don't want to be bothered. I just want to just tell me what it is. We'll get at it, and then we'll tackle it, and we'll move from there. I don't like fake people. I don't like two-faced people, wishy-washy in the mind type people. I don't like none of them. Just shoot straight forward. Keep it moving. That's what I think is wrong with the world. That too many people are touchy-feely. Oh, you hurt my feelings. You're being mean to me. They're like, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If me saying something to you that's counteracting what you're saying, like that's your issue. It's a self-esteem problem, sound like to me. So I'm like, I don't know. Whatever. Okay.
Trump, listen, there was a report in 2020 that found that Trump paid no federal income taxes whatsoever in 10 out of 15 years beginning in 2000 because he reported losing significantly more than he made.
Listen, so what? Tell me how many presidents of the United States didn't do the same thing?
I think
I'm pretty
Obama did his taxes.
I'm pretty
You
sure
know, it was a big old deal, and he went on and showed his taxes and his citizenship. I'm just saying he's my president.
right. But
Okay.
but
Yeah, he's
like,
not my president because he's African American. He's my president because, like I said earlier, through the good and the bad of him, he acted like a stand-up guy.
he right. But if you go back and look at presidents who had tax issues, or even if they didn't, I'm pretty sure they kept their nose clean enough to know, okay, we can do this, but we can't do this, and then we can say, okay, we ain't gonna pay none of that. You think presidents pay? You do you actually think every president pays taxes to the federal government?
Yeah, pretty sure not.
Not. And even though this is the killing part, here's a history fact for you. Even though the Fed is not owned by the United States. The Fed is owned by who? Who is the Fed owned by, sister? The English. Who you were exiled from, but you still pay them taxes. That is not even government owned by the United States. I'm just telling y'all. But that's another history. That's another history issue. You pay taxes still to England because that's who owns the Fed. Oops, I ain't mean to let that secret get out, but you know. And who is FICA?
I don't know, but that bitch always taking money out of my check.
Who is FICA?
Okay, Auntie, I promise, I'm gonna wash my potty mouth out with those last 2 episodes. I promise.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna try to wash my mouth out with those.
If you understand the hierarchy of government and you go back and research, they put them things in place so you could pay them what the country owes to them. So you got people in the government of England who owns the Fed, in essence, have the United States in slavery to pay them what they owe. And in the process of that, you still owe another country like China trillions of dollars. Man, see, I'm a Bloomberg, Ameritrade financial guy. That movement of money that's happening through the government is something like you better get in your history books and find out who you owe. Them the same people that exile you to this country, so because they didn't want to be bothered, but you paying them. You paying them.
So they got 2 people arrested for
Takeoff. You talking about Takeoff?
Yeah. They got 2 people arrested for that. One of them, his name is Patrick Xavier Clark. He's the one that actually did the shooting.
Wow.
And then they had arrested one earlier, Cameron Joshua. They had arrested him for unlawful carrying of a weapon. But this Patrick Xavier Clark, he's 33 years old. They just arrested him recently, like within the last few days. And yo,
So he's finna go to jail for the rest of his life.
yeah. And the case is still open. Like they haven't closed the case.
Of course it is, because they trying to
Yeah.
figure out how that went left, and how my thing is how do you wind up not shooting Quavo, but you wind up shooting somebody who wasn't even nearby like that. See, that's
They was right behind each other though. Remember we saw the picture. What's the boy name? Mika, what's his name?
Takeoff. Mm-hmm.
He was right behind Quavo. Quavo was doing all the talking.
All the mouthing. So if you in a dice game, you down shooting dice, and if I got a problem with you, that's all I got to do is slightly raise my pistol to you and pull the trigger.
But in the picture, he was standing up. Like in the video, he was standing up and he was talking, and Takeoff was behind him.
That's probably okay. So that's probably they probably stopped shooting dice for whatever, and he started rapping about something, and then got into it, and then they went and started shooting.
But Takeoff wasn't saying nothing. He was just looking.
That's usually what happens. The people who ain't saying nothing usually be the ones that be inflicted with violence.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh well, I wasn't gonna go back there anyway. I went there. That was the place I went on date night.
Where?
See that ADD just kicked in. Okay.
To the bowling alley.
Yeah.
That's the one you went to?
Yeah, that's the one I went to.
I don't recommend you go back there.
I don't want to go back there. It wasn't like popping off like that. It wasn't. Well, remember I told you.
After hours time.
After a certain time, they had the little kids in there with the little ratchet mamas in there in the bowling alley. And I was trying to, me and Dave was trying to figure out why the little kids was up in there at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, like certain places, like, you know.
And they had their own bottles and they were shooting the bottles down to people's mouth.
Yeah. Like they certain times, like certain family event places, they double as two different things. Like you bring your kids there early in the daytime, whatever, midday, whatever. After 8, those places usually change. They usually taking kids home, dropping them off, somebody coming to pick them up, and like a bowling alley can turn into a straight party. Like a pool hall. A pool hall is always crazy to be in after 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I was there till like 12, 1 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I guess that'll be the last time I go to that one. It was a nice place. Nice place to kick back and stuff.
Wasn't nice that night.
It wasn't nice night. Yeah, it wasn't nice the night of Takeoff was there.
Yeah.
He got shot.
Yeah. Like I say, in some freaking days of the week, you know, like mainly Friday, places like that be jumping. You know what I'm saying? Especially after a certain hour, it kicks off into a party. You know, everybody's there. It's like Cascade roller rink in Atlanta. You know, everybody skates in Atlanta. Everybody rolls in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So you go to Cascade on the weekend, it's gonna be Yankee.
All right. Ain't it time for us to go?
I think it is. Is he gonna take us out of here? Take us out.
Yeah.
Take us out.
Like, subscribe,
Take
follow on all of our different podcast platforms, whether you listen to us on something like Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or whether you listen to us here on YouTube. But regardless of any of that, remember to enjoy the ride that is Insane
Rhetoric.
We'll see y'all next time.